and in today's video, I will be counting down top 10 favorite superheroes. Let's get this party started. So yeah, starting with number 10. Number 10 is Spawn. Reason why I like Spawn because during my years in high school, I would buy a lot of comic books and stuff. So basically, I bought Spawn number 1 that I got from a comic book store for about 20 bucks. So I started reading it and I thought it was actually pretty good. Like, the art was great. The superhero itself, like, it was pretty cool. And I started looking up the origin story of Spawn. So basically, Spawn, his real name was Al Simmons, and he was a Marine. He basically worked for this company that obviously kills people, like, you know, an anti-terrorist group that he worked for. So yeah. So then, his employer, which I don't remember his name at the moment, basically backstabs him and actually kills him. I don't know for what reason. Maybe. Oh yeah, now I remember. Basically, Al Simmons found out that his employer, not the Marines, because he worked for this other company, like this assassination thing. So he was basically an assassin. Not like a ninja, more like a sniper guy. So his boss basically said he was gonna launch this virus to kill multiple people, a lot of people, like this virus that would kill them off. Like, it was bad. So he said no, he's not gonna partake in this. So basically, his boss sent him on his last mission. He says, "This is your last mission." So then he goes to this weird facility, chemical facility thing, to find find this nuclear thing. So then eventually his boss and this other lady, this other assassin that he has, basically kill him. Basically, they put him in oil, basically, like this flammable liquid. So then they blow the whole compound apart. So he dies. And you see all his skin, he's all burnt up, and it's incredibly bad. So then, after that, he basically dies. He makes a deal with the devil to make him come back to life. The only thing, the devil wants him basically to rule the army of demons. So Spawn, comes back to Earth, and he's basically doing the job of leading Hell's army. Well, not really. After thinking about it, he doesn't really want to lead Hell's army. So he basically acts as this vigilante kind of. So then he basically wants revenge for being killed. He comes back to life and he finds out who Al Simmons. I mean, sorry, not Al Simmons. His boss. So then he goes on a murderous rampage and starts killing all the people of his boss's company. And then his boss basically summons a whole bunch of monsters, like sharpshooters, like Top Gun guys. like people that would actually work for him to try to kill Spawn because um his boss is scared shitless about him because he actually finds out that he's still alive after being blown up. So then he's on a murderous rampage, and this clown thing, which is actually a demon that works for Malbolgia, which is the devil, um, is basically training him in his powers and stuff, like how to use his spikes or the chains that come out of his chest and stuff like that. For me, I thought he was a pretty cool hero with the chains and stuff and using his cape to glide. He can't fly. Sorry about that, guys. He can't fly. He could glide with his cape and stuff. And he could turn invisible, and he could use his cape to try to make a motorcycle look cooler, like a demon bike thing. Not like Ghost Rider. It's different. So yeah, he basically with his powers, I thought it was pretty cool. Like he's actually one of my favorite heroes. Okay, now for my number 9, which is my number 9 is Wolverine. Reason behind him because I I think he's pretty cool. Like he's pretty badass with the claws and stuff, and he's like, "Hey, bub, I'm gonna claw you," stuff like that. Uh, I as collecting comic books, yeah, I would. That was actually my second comic book, which is Wolverine comic books and stuff. I thought he was pretty cool. Like his origin was pretty cool. That he grew up a mutant. Um, and the thing that I like the most is that he's about maybe 900, 1,000 years old, because his origin comes back from since the beginning of America. You know, he's been through most of the wars and stuff. Like if you watch the movies and stuff, it's kind of similar, like the comic books. And then he was part of the Weapon X, which gave him adamantium, which makes him incredibly heavy. I mean, very heavy. Only Colossus could lift him. Like, and the thing that I like most about him is that he could regenerate. You know, you could cut him a whole bunch of times, and he'll regenerate pretty quickly. And then adamantium claws is so cool, where he does his what was it? No, not Lions Barrage. I can't, because I would actually play him in Marvel vs. Capcom. He is very good. I just like him. Like he's just too cool. Especially when I used to play Marvel vs. Capcom, he would say Lions Barrage, and he would go. Yeah, so that's my number 9 spot. My number 8 is my number 8 spot is Batman. So yeah, why I like Batman so much is because he's basically the leader of the Justice League. Um, he is quite intelligent. Like if as for him, I started collecting his comics as well. He was actually my third. In order, yeah, I'll be saying like the comics in order. This is actually my third comic book collection from Wolverine, Batman and stuff. Um, why I like him so much? Basically, the fact that he was trained by ninjas, you know, like a secret sect of ninja samurai kind of thing. And I like him so much because he he knows so many martial arts. I actually like martial arts and I practice kung fu, so yeah, he's actually one of my favorite heroes. Um, Other reasons why is because obviously his costume makes him look so cool, and especially the Arkham Knight and stuff like that, like the games, make him look pretty cool. Um, unfor- Unfortunately, I was gonna get Batman Beyond, but I love any Batman. You know, like any Batman will do for me. Um, so yeah, that's my number 8 spot. My number 7th hero is let's see, who is my so yeah, this is my number 7, I believe. So, 1, 10. Yeah. So this is my number 7 superhero, which is Flash. Reason why I like Flash is because obviously super speed. Who wouldn't want to have super speed, like to move at the speed of light, like you know. Um, as for him, he's my fourth comic that I got. You know, I was I was reading basically Justice League comics and I was actually reading Flash comics and I got hooked onto it. So I was, and not only that, I actually like the show too. I'm watching the show and I'm on episode 2 of season 2, and I'm loving it so far. So Flash is Flash is actually my number 7, like because of the show and the comic books. Like it's kind of a, you know. So yeah, I actually like the the show The Flash, and I all well I used to read the comics. I don't have comics anymore, so sorry about that. But yeah, um, and the suit too, like the whole spandex suit, able to move at the speed of light. Yeah. Which Flash do I like? I like Barry Allen. Barry Allen is pretty cool. So yeah, what else do I like about him? Um how he got his powers basically. Like he was in a he was in a lab, he was doing these test thingies, like test tube thingies, and then a big lightning bolt comes down, electrocutes him, and the chemicals splash onto him, and he's like move. Well, he gets burnt, like you see burn marks, and he's like completely first. Wait, no, maybe fourth degree burns, and it's pretty bad. But then his healing basically he starts to heal extremely quickly, and he's like, "What happened?" So then he he tests out his powers, and he starts running at the speed of well, not yet, not at the speed of light, but pretty quickly. And then yeah, That's why he's my favorite superhero, because he's even faster than Superman. That's what I like the most about him. Wouldn't it be awesome to actually have a power like that? My number six, my number six spot is Spider-Man 2099. What? Why he's one of my favorite heroes? Because of his suit. Not only that, he could use his suit to kind of become invisible and stuff, and he has his suit is basically a technological suit. Not like the original Spider-Man that has web slinging and all that. He has so much more than that. He has a whole bunch of gadgets along with his spider power, able to climb walls, web sling, and all that. Not only that, he's able to glide as well. And the thing, like, this was actually my fifth comic, and I started collecting Spider-Man 2099 quite a lot. I had like a whole bookshelf of Spider-Man 2099. Originally, I kind of like Spider-Man, but when I started reading Spider-Man 2099, I got hooked onto this. Really, it was wow. Um, yeah, I like the suit. The suit is basically kind of like Batman Beyond suit, able to detect frequencies and stuff like that, and become invisible. Kind of it. It's not really become invisible. It basically blends in with the surroundings, kind of like a kind of camouflage of sorts. Because becoming invisible is a power. He doesn't have that power. He just uses his suit to kind of manipulate the surroundings around him, you know, stuff like that. So yeah, this is my number five. Okay, my number four spot is Shazam. Reasons, this is actually my sixth comic. You know, I started collecting Shazam comics because of Justice League, obviously. And the fact that I like is that a little boy transforms into this. And three things that I like him because of his name, because his name is actually an anagram. I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but Shazam is is basically an acronym for each letter. S is for Zeus. Oh no, S is for the wisdom of Solomon. H is for the strength of Hercules. A is for the strength of Achilles. Or no, sorry, Atlas. Yeah, Atlas. Z is for Zeus. A is for Apollo. And M is for the speed of Mercury, which is the god. You know, it's an acronym basically. So he basically has all their powers. He has the wisdom of Solomon, which is kind of a biblical thing, but Solomon was a king that he was incredibly, I mean incredibly intelligent. His intelligence was wow. Strength of Hercules, so he'd be able to lift the bus, or he's basically the strength of Superman. Because Hercules, yes, it's the same strength of Superman. just not the alien part, just strength. You see, because of the big rippling muscles, and he could lift the car. A is for Atlas. Which is Atlas. He basically carries the world on his shoulders. So I guess super strength, I guess, or something about Atlas. I'm not too sure. I can't. Zeus, the lightning of Zeus, with he could actually use the lightning of Zeus, yes, when he yells Shazam, he goes Shazam, and the lightning basically comes down and transforms him. A is Apollo, which is Apollo is the god of music, I believe, or beauty. I can't remember. And M is Mercury, which is the god of speed. The messenger of the gods. He's quite fast. As maybe as fast as the Flash. Kind of. I think. So the story behind him is that a boy named Billy Batten, he's basically an orphan, so he gets adopted by this family that adopted 4 other kids. So after that, he's walking, he's taking the train. Basically, he runs away from home, and he gets teleported to this other realm of sorts. And basically, he sees these seven enemies of man. Let's just say that. Yeah, 7 enemies of man. And he sees this old man sitting on this throne, and he says, "Are you worthy of pronouncing the name, which is Shazam?" And he basically he doesn't answer, and the old man sees that reads his the way he acts towards his parents and stuff and his life. And he says, "You are not worthy." And he says, Is there a person who is absolutely good, perfectly good?" And he says, "There's no such thing. There's no such thing as absolute good." He says that there's evil in the world, and then he basically asks him a question, basically saying, "Then who may be worthy?" And he says, there is some good in the world, but he basically stumps the old man, and he sees that his wisdom, the kid's wisdom, he surprises him, and he says, "You are worthy," and pronounce the name. He said, "Grab my hand," and then pronounce the name Shazam. And he says, "Shazam," and he says, "Put it with emphasis," and he says, "Shazam!" And he transforms into this big, huge muscle guy, and he's like, "Whoa, whoa!" He's like flipping out, like he's flipping out. So yeah, I just love this hero. The thing is, the only thing I don't like is that he has to say Shazam every time in order to transform to and back. So if he says Shazam to transform, he says Shazam, and then he transforms, into Shazam, and then he has to say Shazam again in order to transform back. The cool thing I like is his power is infinite, so it doesn't run out no matter how long. So his power basically is infinite. If he doesn't say Shazam, he'll stay Shazam, and his power does not run out. That's the cool thing about it. But there will be moments where people will try to stop him from transforming, like, you know, bad people. He would be like, shuh. And the cool thing is that he doesn't actually have to scream Shazam. If he says shuh and then later on Zam, like if he screams Charlotte and Zamboni, or a combination of like a word and a different word, and it's kind of saying like Shazam, he would transform into that. That's a cool thing. Like, for example, if I say Shambles and Zamboli, I would basically transform into Shazam. No matter what combination. If he says Sha and Zam within whatever time, if he screams it, he would transform. That's a cool thing I like about that. Okay, let's go on to the next superhero, which is number 3. No. Yeah, number 3, which is Deadpool. I started collecting his comic books as well. Like, I would have a whole bunch of comic books, but I sold them, so sorry guys. I would collect them again, but not at the moment. Not until I, get my money up and stuff. So yeah, reasons why he's immortal, basically. You could chop his head off, you could chop his arm off, his legs, they'll regenerate. Well, not really. He could put it back and his arm would heal. And the cool thing is that when I started collecting the comic books and stuff, basically Thanos cursed him that he cannot die and he would live basically forever. So even if you disintegrate all his molecules, basically vaporize him, he would always come back. Surprisingly, which is crazy. Maybe his regenerative powers is like so good he could regenerate back into his former self or something. And the thing that I like most about him is that he's a little crazy. He basically speaks his mind, and I like the fact that he breaks the third wall. Sorry, fourth. He breaks the third wall and he says, "Hi, I'm Deadpool." Like in the games and stuff. Like I would play Deadpool, and it's so cool. And the thing that I like most about him is that he could teleport. His regenerative power is twice as good as Wolverine's. And what else? What other power does he have? Wall breaking, which is another superpower, which is weird but true. Not only that, his katana swords, they're so cool. And he would literally cut through. If you see the Wolverine movie, he basically cuts through the bullet like, and then he goes, boom, and it hits both of the guards, which is so awesome. Which I think is pretty cool. The Merc with the mouth is just too cool. Not only is he immortal, his girlfriend is literally death. Sorry to spoil it for you guys, but yeah. His girlfriend is literally the Grim Reaper, which is a female. She's pretty hot for a female though. And he basically wants to see her again. He basically wants to die, but he can't. Thanos cursed him, but he has an awesome relationship with her. And that's what I like the most about her. And the thing that I like the most is that there's so many versions of him, you know, within different universes and stuff. Let's go on to my number 2. My number 2 is, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Did I show you all? Okay, wait. Oh, sorry, I forgot to get. Let's see. Okay, give me a second. I'm looking for the image of the other superhero I was gonna announce. Weird. I can't seem to find it, guys. No. Sorry about that, guys. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, here we go. My number 2 image is Doctor Strange. I posted a video earlier. He's obviously one of my favorite. My number 2 is Doctor Strange. Reasons why, obviously the comic book. I would collect his comic books as well. I like the fact that he was trained by these mystical monks, kind of like these ancient magic thing. And I kind of like he's kind of a warlock, kind of. So yeah, I would collect his comic books, and I got really hooked onto him as soon as I started reading his comic books. I started collecting his action figures and stuff. Like I had one, but most of it I had to sell for stupid reasons. I don't know why. I was just crazy back then. Yeah, I'm not really crazy. Sorry. I don't really mean that. I was just a lot was passing through my mind at that time, but he's one of my favorite superheroes because he could use magic and he actually knows how to fight because they trained him in kung fu. Well, kind of. It was this weird fighting art thing. It was very similar to. He's actually Asian, just so you know. Doctor Strange was based off of Asian mythology, kind of. So yeah, he was like this warlock, kind of, that had magic, that had astral projection and stuff like that. So yeah, based, I really didn't get into detail with the origin story. I would just read the comics. Sorry, guys. So yeah, that's my number 2. My number 1 hero. It's a secret hero, but I hope you guys like it. Sorry, guys. Sorry. My image is kind of... My number one hero is it's a hero that I created myself, and pretty soon, well, not pretty soon, within a year and a half, I will be doing a comic book. Um, the name of this hero is White Spectre. I will not tell you the story about him not until I actually create the comic book. The reason why I like my own created hero, um, I really don't want to spoil it, but I will say basically he's a ghost. Basically, um, yeah, he's basically a ghost. I will say more about him. Basically, if you guys have seen Danny Phantom, I'm not trying to copy anything of Danny Phantom or like it's my original story. It's about him. Um, it's a bit different because Danny Phantom actually gets his power in the ghost zone. This guy, he's born with his ghost powers. So basically, I'm just gonna tell you a little detail about him. Basically, his father was a human, his mother was a ghost, and basically, whoop. And yes, he could transform like Danny Phantom, kind of. Um, he he could kind of transform into Danny Phantom. I mean, not into Danny Phantom, kind of like Danny Phantom. Um, so yeah, his powers are very similar, but a bit different. Like the story I'm trying to create is a little more gruesome than Danny Phantom. It's gonna be very bloody and more more adult rated. Um, so yeah, there will be blood and stuff and a lot of gore and stuff, and cause I basically took references from various movies, comic books, stuff like that, like, and kind of made it into my own story. It's gonna be extremely original. It's gonna be my own story. I hope you guys are gonna like it. So yeah, uh, I'll tell you the story of how he came to be. Basically, his father, his his father, yeah, and his mother, obviously, trying to have a kid, and basically, she dies. The mother dies, and and basically, he tries to contact his wife in the afterlife with within that universe, because in our universe it's different. In his universe, uh, I I just want to say, basically humans could have children with ghosts in that universe. So yeah, so basically his human part and her ghost part kind of whoop, and then she has him. He has human origins and ghost origins as well. the thing is, in order for him to see her, he would have to perform some kind of magic thing. So then, yeah, he sees her. He says, "I love you." Like, obviously, you love your wife and stuff. So basically, yes, she has a child, half human, half ghost. He could transform into his ghost side, which is this. He looks like a very like an old school kind of like back in the 1800s, where they wear fancy fancy doodads and stuff. So yeah, basically that's what he is. And he goes around, he's a ghost. He's basically a ghost detective, you know, solving people's afterlives and how people died and basically saving. Well, yeah, he's gonna be kind of a hero, saving people's lives from actually dying. Some people actually die, and he basically solves how they die, and he takes them to, well, it's not really heaven. It's more of a utopian society, kind of. Let's just say that. And those who killed, those who were bad in their lifetime go to this, not really hell, like this pain place that tortures them, and it's extremely bad. I'll That's all I'll say for now. This I'll create the comic book um later on next year. You know, I won't do it now. So yeah, this is my number one. His name is White Spectre, guys. So yeah, um, so yeah, guys. So yeah, guys. Um, that does it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.